Before pregnancy, there were some body changes I've heard about and I was completely aware of because people usually talk about them. But there were some that were complete shocker to me and I wasn't even prepared for them at all. So now I am here to spill the tea so you won't say no one told me. Welcome to Pregnant Care. Here, I prepare you for what to come during pregnancy and walk you through it. We have a watchword which is motherhood activated, patience activated, love is all we need. Please do well to subscribe to this channel for more healthy pregnancy videos like this one. And of course, don't forget to like this video if you truly like it at the end of the video. Now let us go to it. The first one I will be mentioning is saggy breast. I've always heard people talk about saggy breast, and I thought they said probably it was caused majorly from breastfeeding. So I just prepared so much for different ways to breastfeed, like use the pregnancy pillow, make sure you don't over breastfeed, buy your breast pump, you don't even breastfeed so much, you pump your breast most of the time to feed the baby. And I thought I was completely prepared, I was ready for anything, nothing is going to happen. But it was all lies because the moment you get pregnant, your bust becomes very big, and that's your first, it's increased, and that's the first downward motion it starts with. Sorry to use the word. Then after we now give birth, it's automatic because it needs to come down for the ease of breastfeeding for your sake and for the baby. It may not now come completely down depending on how busty you were before you get pregnant, but then it is still coming down at some point, like it's coming down to some level. Depends on how busty you eventually get, but it is still coming down to some level. I thought it was majorly during breastfeeding that this breast sagging happens. I never knew it was an automatic thing. Please, is it the same with you? Because these are not the kind of question you can just keep asking random people. But nevertheless, you can share in the comment section for a new mom, a new pregnant woman, or our upcoming mothers, so that we can at least be mentally prepared. But because I've seen a lot of people who don't feel mentally balanced after their breast zags and they are out there looking for ways to get it back up. I don't even know if it can really come back up. Sincerely, I wasn't prepared for that one. Some other body changes that can happen to people is pimples all over. I happen to also have pimples all over. I was thinking it's just going to be basically pimples on your face. I never knew it is pimples all over your back, all over, like something like that. So is it the same with you too? Please share in the comment section. I just want this to be a bit more interactive. Another thing I noticed that pregnant people have, I don't even have it, is eczema. I didn't even mention in my previous video, but now we're talking about body changes, is the eczema. Did you have eczema and how did you cater and care for it so that it was going to leave afterwards? But for me, I thought my pimples was going to leave naturally immediately after giving birth, but it was going, but it was going very slowly, like very, very slowly. Then I had to buy a face cleanser because I didn't bother using a face cleanser during the period of pregnancy because I had the mind it may not even work. After pregnancy, it didn't go, it was still super slow, like a month after. Yeah, I think a month and a half to 2 months after, and I was like, oh, you don't want to go? And I got a face cleanser, facial cleanser, and then it started going. I don't know if it was the facial cleanser that did the job, but I believe it was because it started going immediately after I started using it. But the back one went on its own. Every other one went on its own without leaving any spot like it was there before. So this body change, did it also happen to you? Another one is skin dark pigmentation. This one is very common, so I was actually prepared, but I didn't even get much of it. Now, swollen nose. This one is also very common, but I didn't get much of that either. Your skin dark pigmentation, very big, and swollen nose, and a very, very rough face. The face will just be rough somehow. It's not even pimples this time. Some people's face just looks that way. These are one of the body changes you should expect during pregnancy. But everything, all these things I've mentioned, doesn't necessarily happen to you. The ones that happen to almost everybody, number one is the breast sagging, and like that one is, it happens to everybody. It just that the level depends on where it is in the first place. Next, I'll go to the wider areola. I was not prepared for it. I was wondering why it was happening now. I was just wondering why. I never knew it was in preparation for breastfeeding. I never hear anybody talk about wider areola, and I never knew there was any change that usually happened there. Of course, one of those things that will happen to you during pregnancy is the black line in between your stomach. Be prepared for it. Some people have stretch marks, some people don't have stretch mark. It's not a big deal. I don't know why some people take their stretch mark really personal. Oh, probably because they want to open their tummy. Because stretch mark is as a result of the stretching your stomach is doing. And in fact, the stomach is not being given enough kudos that it deserves, because expanding that much to have another human is not easy. Like, so sometimes it results to stretch mark, and stretch mark is not a bad thing, it's not a disease. Just oil it regularly with ori, something natural, and it will still shine. It's just showing the strength of what you've gone through. Sincerely, I don't even see that one as a big deal. Now, resulting to the big tummy. Some people are able to stay off their big tummy after delivery, but some people still tend to have it like almost forever. Which other one is happening to you? Please be mentally prepared for all these body changes. Of course, you already know that your navel will protrude during your pregnancy. It's because that is where your baby's placenta is connected into, and as the baby grows, it keeps protruding. Now, it depends on how deep your navel is before to know how quick it will start showing, that the protrusion will start showing. For some, it keeps coming out, but till 9 months, it's not so obvious. I being one of them, it wasn't even obvious at all because my navel is inside before. So before I could come out, it really took a long time. Meanwhile, there are some people that it comes out quick. So be prepared for whichever one comes for you. But these are no big deal. They are not really something that affects anybody mentally. We all know that comes pregnancy, comes fat. Getting fat comes along the way. In fact, I know this already, but when I see some other people, I kind of marvel at how fat they get. I don't really know why some people go extra fat. I want to say it is genetics, and some people could be what they are eating. There are some people that they stay cool, minimal, just a little fat, and some people get extremely fat. Be prepared for whichever one you might be getting. Now, to the juicy part of it is the milky skin and the fuller hair. This is not a myth at all. It is one of the most beautiful things. In fact, the best skincare you can have is getting pregnant, especially during your second trimester. You are going to love your skin. You'll be wondering, oh, is this me? Am I using glow cream now? Oh no, I'm not using glow cream. This is my natural skin. It is very beautiful. Like, it is it is very beautiful. It is one of the most healthy and most interesting parts of the body changes that happen to pregnant women. And the longer hair is very true. I could say I got some of my length during this period. Though some shedding usually happen after you give birth. We will still talk about this because I'm sure you'd have heard postpartum hair loss. But sincerely, I grew some of my hair during this period. The growing of hair is not a myth, it is very true, and the glowy skin is very true. These are the body changes I know that pregnant women have. I believe there are still some I have not mentioned out. There are still some I have not mentioned. Please do well to mention them at the comment section and tell me how you were able to mentally settle into some of these body changes. Thank you so much for watching till this time. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting healthy pregnancy video like this one. And don't forget our slogan: motherhood activated, patience activated, love is all we need. See you in my next one. Thank you.